Hello and welcome to our channel again. Today I want to show you how to crochet this little monkey. I call it pocket monkey since it is so small. If you use the same materials as in the pattern, you should have the same dimension final item as I did. As you can see, my monkey has a pair of pantyhose. I will only share the pattern for the monkey. For the pantyhose, you can find the written tutorial on our e-commerce platforms such as Etsy or Ravelry. But in here, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to do this cute little monkey. I hope you are familiar with color changing. I will guide you so that color changing should be easy for you. Let me show you what materials I have used. You need to have two colors yarn, one for the body color yarn and a lighter one for the face and ears and a little bit on the hands. A 2.5 millimeter hook that goes with my yarn. I use Alize Cotton Gold yarn. A stitch marker. A sewing needle. Pins. They will help us with the moving parts. And a long needle that will help us again with the movable joints. Scissors and stuffing and safety eyes. I've used 6 millimeter safety eyes. Strong thread for the movable joints. I use cotton thread. And right now we can start working on the head. And let's grab the body color yarn and have on the first round 6 single crochets into a magic ring. If you like this tutorial and maybe others, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and that bell so that you get notified every time we upload a new video. And please click the like button so I know I'm doing a good job. Let's go ahead now to our second round, and we will have 6 increases in the next 6 stitches. So that means 12 stitches at the end of second round. This is my second increase, so 2 stitches in a stitch. My third, fourth, fifth, and the last increase. We can go ahead to our third row. On third row, we start with a single crochet in the first stitch. So first single crochet. Into the next stitch, we will do an increase. And we will repeat this 6 times. So this is my first single crochet. Now I need to cut this remaining yarn because it's in my way. Now let's do the increase. I have to do this 5 more times. So 1 single crochet into the next stitch and an increase into the other. By the end of third row, you should have 18 stitches. I know this is not the best color I should have used for a tutorial. It's not very easy to see the stitches. That's why I've zoomed it a lot. I hope this helps. In case it's very difficult to follow, please let me know, leaving a comment below, and I shall redo this section here. We can now go ahead to our fourth row and start with 2 single crochets into the next 2 stitches. And then increase into our third stitch. So 1 single crochet, this will be the second single crochet, and an increase into the third. Repeat this 5 more times. By the end of fourth row, you should have 24 stitches. On fifth row, you have 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches and an increase into the next one. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and 3 single crochets, and an increase. So 2 stitches into the same stitch. And we repeat this 5 more times. So 3 single crochets into the next 3 stitches and an increase. By the end of fifth row, you will have 30 stitches. So 30 stitches at the end of the round. On 6th row we have 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. Let me place my marker. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 and 4, and into the next stitch we have an increase. Repeat this 5 more times, and by the end of 6th row you will have 36 stitches. So whenever you feel like maybe you've mistaken somewhere, you can just go ahead and count your stitches. If by the end of 6th row you have 36 stitches, then things are good. You can continue working on the 7th round. On 7th row we start with 5 single crochets into the next 5 stitches and then increase into the 6th stitch. So this is my first single crochet, second, third, fourth and fifth. Into the next stitch we have an increase. We repeat this 5 more times, and by the end of 7th row you will have 42 stitches. row 8 we have 42 single crochets, so 1 single crochet in each stitch around. By the end of 8th row you will have 42 stitches. Again, I am sorry for the color I chose to make this tutorial with. Please let me know if it's difficult to follow, so I won't repeat this mistake with other patterns. If you didn't get to subscribe to our channel yet, please remember to hit that bell and the subscribe button so that I know I'm doing a useful job and that I provide useful crochet information and continue to do this. On the next row, on the 9th, we start our color changing. Continue working with the dark color yarn. In my case, it's DB, as in dark blue. And we have 14 single crochets with the dark blue color into the next 14 stitches. The other color yarn that I use, it's blue, and I refer to it as B from blue. You can use any color yarn you prefer, but keep in mind that I will guide you through the pattern using these abbreviations. So right now we're crocheting 14 single crochets with the darker color yarn. And now on the 14 single crochet, I won't finish the single crochet with the same color yarn, but changing it with the lighter one, with the blue. This is how I change color. I will work 6 single crochets with the light color blue and pull a little bit the yarn so I won't leave it loose. The second single crochet with the lighter yarn, third, fourth, fifth, and on the sixth one I need to change the color to the darker color yarn, the darker blue. So I won't finish with the same color, I will change it. Then I'll have 3 single crochet with the dark blue. That's 1, 2, and on the third one I will finish with the other color yarn, the lighter one. And I will have 6 single crochets with the light blue one into the next 6 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And while working on the 6th, I will change color to the darker one. So grab the other yarn and finish the stitch, the single crochet. This is how it looks on the back. And now I will finish the round with 13 single crochets with a darker color into the last 13 stitches. So this is my first, second, third, and so on. By the end of the round, I will have 42 single crochets. This is how my first row with color changing looks like. I have 6 single crochets on with the lighter yarn on a side and another 6 single crochets with the lighter yarn on the other side to make that cute face. Now let's go ahead working on our 10th row. We continue working with the darker blue color yarn and have 13 single crochets into the next 13 stitches. Remember, you always change color on the last stitch, so don't finish the 13 single crochet with the same color yarn. Change it with the lighter blue color in my case. So this is my 12 single crochet, my 13 single crochet, and I change to the lighter blue color. Leave your yarn looser, I hope I'm saying it right, so it won't pull your work. Let me zoom out so you can see better and pull the other yarn so you have it a little bit tighter there. And then now we have 8 single crochet with the lighter blue color yarn. This will be the last one with this color, and we need to change to the darker blue color yarn and have 1 single crochet with the darker blue yarn. Okay, remember again not to leave it too tight over there because your work won't look good if you do so. So leave it looser. Have 1 single crochet with that color. That means you won't finish the single crochet with the same color, you will finish it with the lighter yarn like this, and have 8 single crochet with the lighter yarn. Pull the darker one to have it tight and continue doing 7 more single crochet with the lighter yarn. 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th you change color to the darker yarn. I call it DB. Like this. Remember to leave it loose. And have 12 single crochets with the darker blue yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on till you finish the round. By the end of the row, you will have 42 stitches. This is how it looks like after my second round of color changing. we can go ahead and work on our 11th round and have 13 single crochets with the darker color yarn into the next 13 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and on my 13 I will change the color to the lighter one, so I won't finish with the same color. I will finish with the other one. Remember to leave it loose on the back and continue having 17 single crochets into the next 17 stitches with a lighter color yarn. If you're doing this for the first time, it might be difficult, but once you practice, things are a lot easier. Remember, you always change color on the last stitch of that color. So right now, this will be my 17 single crochet, and instead of finishing with the same color, I changed to the other color yarn, leave it loose, and then continue with 12 single crochets with the dark color yarn into the next 12 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. You should have 12 stitches until the end of the round, and you will finish the round with 42 single crochets. On row 12, we have 12 single crochets into the next 12 stitches, working with the darker color yarn, in my case dark blue. On the last stitch we change color, so this is my 12 single crochet, and instead of finishing with the darker color yarn, I go and grab the blue yarn, I leave it loose on the inside, and then go and have 19 single crochets with the lighter color yarn. So this is my first, second, third, until I get to my 19th. And on the last stitch, on the 19 single crochet, I change the color to darker blue. Now I change to the darker color yarn, dark blue. Remember to leave it loose on the inside, and have 11 single crochets with the dark color blue. I pull the other color yarn so it won't be too loose, and I start working with the dark color yarn, having 11 single crochets till the end of the round. The round will finish with 42 single crochets. This is how my work looks like. This is the back side. I'm pretty pleased till now, so I can go further to my 13th row. I have an issue with this lighter color yarn. I just don't seem to figure out how to get it out from my way. I know it's easy looking like this, but I'm just not doing it well. We start our 13th row with 11 single crochets with the dark color yarn. Just don't like that light color yarn. I'm sorry, I need to get it out of my way. So 11 single crochets with the dark color blue. On the 11th single crochet, I will change color to the lighter blue. So this is my 11th single crochet, and now I grab the other color yarn and finish the single crochet with. I will leave it loose on the inside and have 21 single crochets with the light color blue into the next 21 stitches. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on till I get to my 21st, and then change color again to the darker color blue. Now let me grab the other color yarn and finish my 21st single crochet with the darker blue, leaving that loose. And now I will do 10 single crochets with the dark blue color. Let me grab the lighter one and pull it a little bit so I have my work really nice. So 10 single crochets, I did 1. I should have 9 more till the end of the round, and the round should have 42 single crochets. On row 14, we have 12 single crochets with the darker blue color yarn. This is how it looks like so far. Let me do those 12 single crochets with this yarn. On the 12 single crochet, we will be changing color to the lighter blue color yarn. So in here, instead of finishing with the same color yarn, I change it to the lighter one and have 19 single crochets with the light color yarn. Leave it loose and one, pull the darker color yarn so we don't have gaps into our work. And now let's do the 19 single crochets with the lighter color yarn. Before finishing the 19th single crochet, we will change to the other color yarn, the darker one. So in here, grab the other color yarn and finish that single crochet, leave it loose, and now let's do 11 single crochets with the darker color yarn till we finish the round. Pull the other color yarn. So now we have 1, 2, 3, there should be 11 stitches left till the end of the round, and we will finish the round with 42 single crochets. On the next row we will start our decreases. This is how it looks like so far. On the inside they are all loose, okay, so they won't make your work look funny. Let's go to our 15 round. As I said, we will start our decreases, and we have 5 single crochets, decrease, repeat that 2 times with a darker color yarn. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the decrease. Let me do this one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will make the decrease, making sure I will change color before finishing this decrease. So now let me grab the other color yarn and finish the decrease. Leave it loose on the inside and pull the darker color yarn so that you don't have gaps into your work. Now let's do 5 single crochets with the lighter color yarn in the decrease. Repeat that 2 times. This is 1, let me double check. 2, 3, 4, 5, a decrease, and I should do that one more time. So 1, 2, 3, sorry, so 3, 4, and 5, and the decrease. So into the front loops only, I will grab them and make the decrease. Then I will continue with 2 single crochets with the lighter blue, so with the same color. 1, and on the second one in here I will change with the darker blue color yarn. Leave it loose on the inside and have 3 single crochets with this color yarn. Pull the lighter yarn to have it tied over there. Okay, so three single crochets into the next 3 stitches with the darker blue yarn. I've made 1. Let me do 2 more. 2 and 3, and then a decrease. Okay, and into the next 5 stitches I have 5 single crochets with the darker yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and a decrease. By the end of the round, you should have 36 stitches. I want to apologize for the noises you have heard while recording. It's the first time I do this. I'm a newbie. I'll be better, I promise. So I won't bother you with this kind of sounds. Now, let me show you how my work looks like so far. And go ahead to our next round. I will zoom out, and again I have an issue with the lighter color yarn. On row 16, we start with 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches with the darker color yarn and a decrease, and repeat that 2 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, a decrease, 1, 2, 3, and 4, a decrease. Now I will do one last single crochet with a darker color yarn. So I'll finish my decrease with the darker color yarn, and I will do one more single crochet with the dark color yarn and then change it with the lighter color yarn, and have 3 single crochets with the lighter color yarn. Leave that yarn loose. So 1, let me pull the darker color yarn so I won't have gaps. 1, 2, 3, a decrease, so into the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, then 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, 1 single crochet with that color, and I will change it in here. I will change it to the darker color yarn. Remember, leave it loose on the inside. Okay, and pull the other color yarn, and let's have 3 single crochets with this dark color yarn. I've made 1, 2, and 3, and a decrease. Now 4 single crochets into the next 4 stitches and a decrease in the last 2. By the end of the round, you will have 30 stitches. If it wouldn't have been for the color changing, this round would have sounded like this: 4 single crochets, decrease, repeat 6 times. But because of the color changing, it looks more complicated. So this is how my work looks like so far. Let's insert safety eyes. Insert them on round 12-13, between round 12-13. I will leave 5 stitches distance and have the other one. Stuff your head. If those strands inside bother you, you can cut them and make some knots. I don't do that, but you can if you want to. Let's go ahead and work our next round. Row 17. We start with 3 single crochets in the decrease. Repeat that 2 times with the darker blue color yarn. So 1, 2, 3 in the decrease. Let me do this one more time. 1, 2, and 3. I will change color. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. A decrease. I have 2 more single crochets with the darker color yarn and then change color. So 1, and on the second one, I change color to the lighter color yarn. Now I have a decrease. It might be a little bit difficult to do this. So this is 1 single crochet with a lighter color yarn and a decrease. Three single crochets with a light color yarn and a decrease. I will change colors before finishing my decrease to the dark color yarn. Now let me do 3 single crochet with the dark color yarn. And the decrease. Repeat that 2 times. So 1, 2, and 3, decrease. I will do that one more time. So 3 single crochets in the decrease. By the end of 17th row, you will have 24 stitches. We have one more row till we finish the head. On row 18 we have 2 single crochets, decrease, repeat that 3 times with the dark color blue, so 1, 2, 3, and a decrease, and again 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and a decrease, and one more time, 1, 2, and when decreasing I will change color to the lighter color yarn and have 2 single crochets with the light color yarn, one, let me pull the darker yarn. In here it seems I've made a mistake, so I've done 2 single crochets with the lighter blue and then a decrease with the same color yarn, but I should have changed the color. I will show you now how I do it. I hope it's not too confusing. So I have 2 single crochets with the lighter color yarn, and on the second single crochet, like I do now, I change the color to the darker yarn and have a decrease with the darker yarn, and continue with 2 single crochets, decrease, repeat that 2 times with the darker color yarn. So now 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and a decrease into the front loops, and one more time, 1, 2, and a decrease. I will finish the round with 18 single crochets after I make a slip stitch. So let me finish doing a slip stitch. Let me make some knots with the lighter color yarn. I should have done it earlier. Actually, I couldn't have. But I need to make a knot to be sure it won't open. And this is how my head looks like. I hope it wasn't too confusing, color changing. If you've done it before, I'm sure it was easy for you, but if you were a beginning, this can be a little bit tricky, but don't give up, try it some more, and if possible, please leave me a feedback so I know what's to improve. Let's do some face embroidery for our monkey to do those nostrils between the eyes and the mouth. Let's start with the nostrils. I'll get the darker color yarn, in my case dark blue, a sewing needle, I'll go over one stitch, I don't want them to be big, and I will leave one stitch between them. I go 2 rounds 2 rows back, down, 2 rows down, and make the mouth over 3 stitches. So do you like it?